It's time to, well, transplant a couple of these lemon trees. They're ready. The smaller ones you see down there in the pots. The other ones are actually in the ground. We're going to transplant into these pots right here. They're larger, much larger than what we're growing in. So far there's about 1.5 inches of rocks right there and right there. And I'm going to split that soil right there between the two of them. It's just going to be enough to be bedding them in underneath. It'll take more soil to go around the root ball, which you'll see shortly. Hey, Mr. Riker. So, once you're certain that the volume inside your pots is just about right, which it is, you're ready to bring over one of your trees or your plants and set it in there and check it for a fitment. If everything is fitting properly, you can go ahead, pull it out of its pot, start frilling the roots, cut them if necessary. All we really want to do is eliminate any possible encirclement that was growing in the pot so that the roots can grow straight out into this larger pot. We don't want them to keep going in a circle. Here you can see an example of me basically setting it into there, in its pot. That's actually going to be a pretty good fit. When I'm done, the elevation of the tree will be in just about the right spot. I'll have just enough room to put some cover over the top of the soil. Here you can see I'm actually removing the coarse cover of chips that was on the original pot. I don't want this falling into the soil. You can see a little bit of it spilled over. I'll pull that out. The view of the second lemon. We're just going to treat it the same exact way, removing any of the coarse cover that doesn't necessarily need to be there while we're doing the transplant. Ultimately, it just keeps things quite a bit neater, more organized, and it's fairly easy to replace. So, alright, ready for some watering. I'm going to go ahead and give them a pre-watering with compost tea. Just a little bit at a time, letting it soak in, being sure to essentially moisten the whole entire root ball. We'll do that to both plants. I'm going to apply a little pressure here, pushing on it. Then I'm going to hold onto the trunk here and just gently pull that out. Y'all can see those roots right there. We're going to basically sever some of them so that they grow in an outward direction. Pull on them so that they frill out away from it. And then we're going to insert it into that pot. Idea how we frill the roots. You can see I've got a wood chip right here. I'm basically just going to pull on these roots like this with it, gently, almost scarifying them to free them from the ball. It's going to set them in an outward direction, and it's going to make it easier. Each time I'll just give it a little bit of a turn. I'll do another side, progressively working my way all the way around. Go ahead and pour some of that in there and spread it around the outside, being sure to apply even pressure. If any adjustments need to be made to the attitude of the tree, you'd make them before you begin to compact the soils, before you begin to press it in there to keep some stability in play. So far, we're looking pretty good. Everything I'd hope for is in place. Just going to get a bit more soil in there, and eventually we'll put some wood chip cover on top. Alright, so here you can see I've got it pretty well packed into shape, and the attitude of the plant is looking really, really good. The color is looking good, and I think this is going to accept the spring and the summer, the warmth that comes pretty easily. Looks like there's a worm over here. Yep. And I'm just going to put him back to work in the garden. And we'll get some of these coarser wood chips to put over the top. Here you can see a comparison, and as well the wood chips are on top. That's the size of pot we came from. This is the size of the pot that we went to. It appears to be roughly about a 5-gallon pot, which is going to be more than enough. And now all I've got to do is put a little water on it. Good to go. What do y'all think? Pretty cool? So there's the one in the back we just did. Here's another one. They're looking beautiful. They're basically just breaking their winter slumber, where the temperatures are really too cold for them to really photosynthesize and generating anything significant in the way of sticks or fruit. But they did really well, and as you can see, turn to get them in the sunlight. They're really breaking that winter form very well. So now's the perfect time. These were picked because they looked really good. So I'm going ahead and I'm going to see to it that they get the most care that they can in an effort to ultimately get them, basically we're going to get them pruned back one more time, and then they're going to go off to their final home, and hopefully they eventually produce fruit, you know. The only thing I forgot to mention before that I should say now is these things have lots of big thorns on them. Maybe I can go in close and show y'all, but see that right there? If you've got young kids, you don't want these as houseplants. If you've got nosy dogs, maybe you don't want these to be down low. But yeah, I mean, they're really spiky. So truthfully, the final thing I do is I actually remove some of those for the benefit of the person who's going to accidentally bump into them and end up being impaled by a lemon tree. So those of you who've grown lemons before, you know this stuff is real, and I never want anyone to get hurt by a plant, so you know, we like to dethorn them. You can see me applying a small amount of moisture to the soil to help settle it into the pot. Looking pretty good now. We'll add the remaining soil and some chips. We'll dethorn it, finish watering it, and it'll be ready to rock and roll. One more beautiful lemon tree provided by East of Eden grower Creedmoor Fury. Oh, the latest pair to come out of the lemon tree generator. Oh yeah, these are getting ready to go to their final home, and I'm happy to see them go. We went ahead and we up-potted them into those 5-gallon pots right there. Where they call them self-watering. I don't know what that means. I guess it just means that you can see if there's water on the bottom, so you know it's time for you to go get water. I don't know. But they look great. After a quick dethorning and a tiny little pruning, they're ready to roll.